Tuesday, TGIF edition of the show. Hottest show on the streets, talking that Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Welcome on in here to the conversation. We're bringing you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham. We stream this to you on YouTube. And speaking of a channel, go ahead right now. You know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button, smash subscribe, make this your place for Alabama football. Get every friend, family member, diehard Bama fan, casual Tide fan, consumer of Tide football to subscribe, because if you're feeling what's going on, then they will appreciate it as well. Also, don't forget to like the show. Give us a thumbs up right here on the show. Run those likes up. Make this your network right here. Trying to get this off 50 likes to start the show. Appreciate you guys right there. Daily Super Chat, go $100. Daily Super Chat, go $100 right there. All donations welcome and appreciated. Going back to the channel, be sure to hit that notification bell so that way you miss no updates on your Crimson Tide. We got you covered right here. Got a great show this evening. Want to hear from you guys tonight, the fans of Bama football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358, the number to call in. Let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Well, Eli, without further ado, begin with topic number one, and this is the conversation that has everybody buzzing, and that being the speculation around Jeremy Pruitt continues to heat up. I mean, people are asking, is it real? Is it going to happen? Is Alabama going to get Jeremy Pruitt? Is Pruitt going to be back on this staff in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Are we being hoodwinked here? What's going on with Jeremy Pruitt? I mean, everywhere you turn, that's the conversation. The speculation heating up here when it comes to Pruitt. And what caused it to heat up? The picture around social media as of yesterday. There was a photo to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. They all got it. The photo of Jeremy Pruitt in Fort Payne, Alabama, 2 hours from Tuscaloosa, buying a Ford truck at a dealership. And that picture hit social media, and we were all like Sherlock Holmes and Watson, trying to connect the dots. What does this freaking mean? Is Pruitt coming? He's buying a darn truck. Tuscaloosa. Like, everybody's trying to connect the dots here. Is this it? Is this it? Now, of course, it's all still speculation with Pruitt. He bought the truck in Fort Payne. Does it mean he's coming to Tuscaloosa? Coaching the Crimson Tide? Doesn't mean that, so the speculation continues. And what's crazy is there have been reports of him being in Huntsville, him being in Fort Payne. There was a report, a rumor, he was on campus in Alabama. I don't know how true that one was, but I saw it floating out there. The question is Pruitt still the number one guy when you look at Coach Saban and trying to make the right hire for defensive coordinator? I mean, we know Jeremy Pruitt is a proven dude. We know this. We know this. He was on Saban's staff 2007 to 2009 as a player development guy. He was the defensive backs coach 2010 to 2012. He was the D coordinator 2016 and 2017. He was a part of 4 national championships, 09, 11, 12, and 17. We know Pruitt is a proven coach. We know this. Several former Alabama players have come out on record saying, hey, this is the guy you need. Whether it was Christian Miller saying it, whether it was Terrell Lewis saying it, whether it was Will Lowry saying it, Marvin Constant, several former Alabama players have come out on record. Hey, this is the guy. I mean, Will Lowry, former Bama defensive back, said put the bat signal out, bring Pruitt home. I mean, they're all talking about it. Everybody's talking about it. But the question is, is this still the guy for Coach Saban? There's the speculation going everywhere, and Saban's taking his time with these coordinator hires. I remember we were all going, what's taking him so long to get Pete Golden and Bill O'Brien out of Tuscaloosa? Well, Bill O'Brien is gone before his contract was up. Pete Golden gone a whole year before his contract was up. So now I think Saban has the understanding of, I can't leave any stone unturned. After 5 years with Golding, 2 years with O'Brien, 2 years, no championship. I look over there at Georgia and Kirby's won back-to-back. You got Bulldog fans talking about they got a dynasty in the works. In the back of Saban's mind, forget the back, in the front of Saban's mind, he knows, I got to hit, right? I got to make sure I got the coordinators that fit what we want to do, how we want to do it, how we want to attack it, and get us back to being that feared team in Alabama in college football. So Saban's taking his time. We're all going, even I myself, come on, Saban, make the hire. Come on, spring ball is coming. Come on, make the hire. We're all waiting for him with bated breath, make the move. But Coach Saban is like, I want to get this right. So if it takes me waiting, if it takes everybody else waiting for me to get this right, then so be it. So everybody, including myself, will just have to continue, pins and needles, waiting. But the speculation with Pruitt heats up. I mean, all of this stuff could be smoke mirrors, and Pruitt can end up in Alabama. All of this stuff could not be smoke mirrors. We don't know where Pruitt ends up. But the fact that we're talking about this means the speculation continues to play itself out here. We'll see what happens. I just thought it was interesting. That picture of Pruitt buying a truck going around the world right now. But we take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial. We're just getting started. Upon our return, we go to the phone lines. We grab your calls. We grab your thoughts, your opinions, your conversations. Do you think Pruitt ends up in Alabama? Do you feel like he does, fans? I want to hear from you. We'll get your thoughts after this.
Nine players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back to the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio. Continue hitting that like button, giving us that thumbs up, making this short show your network platform channel space to talk Bama. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Badman Money Clay with that $50 donation to Super Chats. Yes, and Steve, appreciate that. Daily Super Chat go, $100, $100 right there. All donations welcome and appreciated. We go to the phone lines right now to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in and let your voice be made known, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? Turn your sound down so you're live on the show, though. Well, unfortunately, we lost that call there, 205-448-1358, number to call in. We grabbed this call here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from?
What's going on, Steve? Elijah here from Jersey.
What's going on, Elijah?
Nothing, man. Just listening to this whole thing about Jeremy Pruitt, and, to me, it'd be great to get him back because he is a good defensive mind and things like that. But I'm just looking for a defensive coordinator, Steve, to put the right guys on the field. Last year, I felt some of those guys that was on the field, I don't think they was ready. Is there somebody behind them that's better than them? Who knows? Because a lot of times we didn't even get the opportunity to see a lot of those other guys. But I just want a defensive coordinator that, like back in the days, Steve, it seemed like the defense was more aggressive back in the days. It seemed like they was more ferocious. And I think we need a defensive coordinator that could spot them guys, put them guys on the field, and let them guys play with their hair on fire, man. Because, the last few years, this defense hasn't looked like the standard Alabama defense. And I hope Jeremy Pruitt can bring that or put that spark back into the defense. Because if you noticed last year, Steve, with Henry To'oTo'o, it just every time he blitzed, it looked like he wasn't getting there. We wasn't getting no pressure. It left us open on the back end, especially down the seams of the defense. It didn't look like with him blitzing, it just got stonewalled. To me, he's an athletic linebacker, but it just looked like blitzing wasn't his thing. And I just hope Jeremy Pruitt can spot some of this talent, put this talent on the field, and develop it more, most likely. I hear people constantly talking about the Caleb Downs, the kid that's coming in, the 5-star safety. And I hear people saying, oh, he's going to be the next Minka. Oh, he's going to be this. And I had to address one gentleman. I said, stop doing this. And let me know how you feel about this, Steve. I had to tell the gentleman, stop doing this. Let the guy mature. Let him get his feet wet before you start putting all these high praises on him first. Let him develop. Give him a chance, because if he comes in the first year and the guy doesn't live up to them expectations, everybody wants to sit there and say he's garbage. He's not what we thought he was. But he didn't put these high praises on himself. People want to sit there and just, oh, he's the next coming of Minka Fitzpatrick. He's going to be this. Let the guy take his time, develop into the type of player that, he's going to be, and then judge him after his full body of work. Because so many people want to put the carriage before the horse, and then when these guys are developing very slowly, I remember Damian Harris. His first 2 years, he didn't look great as a running back at all, and then the kid turned it on, and it's because everybody wants to do these comparisons, and, oh, he's going to be like this person or even better than this person. Sometimes it takes guys a little longer to catch on to things. So I just want to see the guys come in there, keep their head down, work hard, and just turn out to be the player that you're going to be. But, to go back to Pruitt, I definitely think, it could be a good hire. He's a Bama guy. He knows the standard. He knows the culture. I just want to see him get the best 11 men on the field and let him do his thing from there. But once again, Steve, thanks for taking my call, man.
Absolutely, Elijah from Jersey calling in. I agree with his last thought there. You want to see the young men grow and mature into the players that they want to be. I guess for us, and I put myself in the same conversation as well, we see them perform so great in high school that a lot of times we're asked the question, well, who does this guy remind you of? You know, whether it's a current Bama player or a former Bama player. And then we start thinking, well, the way he plays in high school reminds me of player X right here. Not saying that that guy's going to live up to anything close to what player X was. It's just that as people that enjoy Alabama football, when we watch a young 5-star recruit, high 4-star recruit come out of high school, and we see how great they play, the first thought that hit our minds is, okay, who does this guy resemble as far as a current Bama player or a former Bama guy? But absolutely, you don't want to put unnecessary expectations on these young men. For the first thought, would love to have Pruitt back with the speculation going around. But at the same time, you definitely want to have somebody that can get the energy into these guys and out of these guys, the effort out of these guys, and the dominant physical fast play out of these guys, and the discipline. Absolutely as well. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. You're live on the show, caller. Well, we've lost that call there. 205-448-1358 number to call in. We'll grab this one. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Steve, what's up with you, man? This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, what's happening, big time, man?
They got him on up out of there, didn't they?
They did. You got both of the coordinators out of there, and now you're looking at replacing those two. And I know a lot of us are saying, Coach Saban, what's going on? Come on, let's get some names in here. But I feel like Saban's saying, I'm not trying to mess this thing up. I got a hit, so if it takes me waiting a bit, we're just going to have to wait a bit.
Man, who you man, let me throw a name out of left field. What about Brian Leftwich from the Jaguars? Or wherever he is. I think he's with the Bucks now.
The Bucks just recently fired Byron Leftwich.
That's what I'm saying.
Byron Leftwich played quarterback in college, was a pretty good quarterback for the Jets. Recently won a Super Bowl with the Buccaneers. Leftwich, that's an interesting name.
Man, whoever we get, man, I hope they real creative and they ready to run the ball, man. Because we got a stable of running backs and we got tight ends, man. That alone, the creativity should go through the roof. You know what I mean? Like, we should be way better on offense than both our quarterbacks can run. One run a little better than the other, but hey, we might not even need that if you can get a little dump off pass or a little 15-yard route to Nye Black and Robbie Ouston. You know what I'm saying? We need to steal a little bit of Georgia playbook. I don't know. I'm just looking at the team like, goodness, man. Whoever got to be way more creative than what we had. And Pruitt, man, I don't want, man. Pruitt, he a little too hot, Steve. Like, goodness, we gonna get a defensive coordinator that's gonna have to suspend. It's gonna have to do a suspension. Like, he might not even be able to go recruit or whatever the NCAA gonna hit him with.
Well, I mean, Jay. The pitch across the world, man, came yesterday, and folks was like, "Man, is it going to happen?" But it's just still the speculation continues. But my thing is, whoever ends up in here, fast, physical, mean football. That's all I want. Fast, physical, mean football. Whoever is in here.
Schumann, yeah, I think Schumann, man. We need to get Schumann. And have Pruitt as an analyst, man. He hot. You go, I don't want that guy. I mean, not right now. You know what I mean? 2-3 years after Schumann come in, get us 2 titles, or 3 in a row, or something crazy. But after we get back to dominating folks, yeah, he get him a job. Then you slide Pruitt on in. Then you got what's his name, Austin. You got him right there, and that set us up for the decade, Steve. That set us up for the decade right there. But offense, whoever comes, man, they just got to run the ball, man. Run the ball. The defense need to go through Jaheim Otis this year, Steve. We got to go through the big man. He the only man on the D line that's resetting the line of scrimmage. Roll Tide, I love y'all.
Jay from Florence is always giving us his thoughts on coordinators, team, players, anything. We appreciate Jay calling in right there. We grabbed this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide Roll, Stephen, up here in cold Denison, Iowa. What's going on, dude?
Doing great, William. Doing fantastic. Cannot complain here. The speculation on Jeremy Pruitt hot. We're still looking at does he come in as defensive coordinator? If not, where does Saban go to? I mean, this is all I want from both coordinators. The D coordinator, whoever it is, fast, physical, mean football. Let's get that. The offensive coordinator, whoever it is, creativity, balance. Give me that.
Yes, sir. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he coaching during 2016 group?
Jeremy Pruitt coached that 2016 group. He was the D coordinator. That was Pruitt. Yes,
sir. Ryan Anderson, Reuben Foster, even Dalvin Thomas, and we was number one.
That fantastic unit that had 54 sacks, 118 tackles for loss, 11 defensive touchdowns.
Yeah, scoring touchdown. Yeah, our defense, man, we was on the ball back then, man. I'm anxious for him to come back to us. Yes, sir.
Go ahead, William.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, I'd like to have a group like that back. I know we're going to have the talent because of our coach and the staff that does recruiting. So, and we got some good guys coming on there, and I just hope the coach can get him and this group in there, and let's play ball this year. Roll Tide, brother.
Absolutely, William from Iowa calling in. We appreciate him. I'm gonna say this, Eli. What if? I'm just saying, what if Saban's already got the guy and he's just toying with us? Like, what if Saban's already got both guys, right? He's already got both of them. He's got them both on speed dial. They've already pretty much said we coming, and Saban just toying with not putting out the information yet. I mean, because he may do something like that. He may really do something like that. But it's just very intriguing, this conversation of Bill O'Brien, Pete Golding, both gone. Who replaces both as the OC and the DC? But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
It's Mike Coleman from Prattville, Alabama. How you doing, Steven? Roll Tide, everybody.
Mike, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, just hanging out. Wanted to get your kind of thoughts on an OC candidate. I know we're talking about Pruitt, man. Glad he's coming back, and I believe he's going to be there. Saban's always going to get his guy. But wanted to see, Steven, what your kind of thoughts was, man, about the Jeff Lebby conversation. Is there any heat to that? I kind of like the guy.
There is smoke to that, Mike. There is. I mean, Lebby, a guy 39 years of age, wherever he's gone, he's had success. Now, I know people say that's the Big 12, though, but Lebby was he's also been in the SEC with Ole Miss, and we saw him take a dual-threat quarterback in Matt Corral, put him in the NFL. We saw him take Ole Miss's run game with Jerrion Ealy, Snoop Connor, and Corral. Those guys averaged 5 yards per carry, so he made the run game balanced, and he got 2 1,000-yard receivers with Elijah Moore and Dontario Drummond. And then this past year, you took a rebuilding Oklahoma team that got their group gutted to the transfer portal, even lost the head coach and Lincoln Riley to USC. Jeff Lebby goes in there. Dylan Gabriel, 3,000-yard quarterback. Eric Gray, a 1,000-yard running back. Marvin Mims Jr., a 1,000-yard receiver. And you make a bowl game despite a gutted roster that went to the transfer portal. So Jeff Lebby is good. He's good.
Yes, sir. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Everything I've kind of checked out on him, he kind of checks his boxes. And the quarterback room we got, man, he could do some damage at Alabama, I believe, if we can get him.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, he's right there he's right there in the top of that candidate list. It's just Saban knows who he wants to bring in. He's just waiting it all out until he can put the announcement out there.
That's right. I appreciate everything you do, Stephen. Thank you.
Absolutely. Mike from Prattville calling in to the show. That's just how I'm feeling. I mean, Saban knows what he's trying to do. I feel like the last few years or so, him watching this defense, not being accustomed to what he's grown to having, and then the last 2 years, him watching the offense have special players on it, like John Mechie, Jamison Williams, of course, Bryce Young, among others, and you're averaging 40 points a game, but the question is, was it more so of how special Bryce was that you were averaging 40 points a game, or was it really, Bill O'Brien, underrated coordinator? I mean, that's actually a conversation happening within major sporting circles. Was Bill O'Brien truly underrated and was actually good and did more with less? Or was it really, hey, I got a transcendent 5-star superstar quarterback here and he's overcoming everything else? And that's actually a conversation. But like I mentioned, whoever it is, defensively, all I want is take their head off their body, aggressive football. That's all I want. Play with discipline also. Offensively, all I want, some creativity, some balance. Let the quarterback, running back, wide receivers all have success. Bring the offense where everybody can have some success in it. That's all I'm asking for. I get that, I'm cool. I get that, I am absolutely okay. 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358 to get your thought across. How about Jimmy Clay again with a $50 donation in the Super Chats, handling the goal of $100 by himself. Appreciate Jimmy Clay and all of you making this your network, your space to talk Bama football. Call topic here, Eli. So, the status has been unveiled for Tua Tagovailoa in terms of the Pro Bowl games coming up on February 5th. Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Tua will not play in the Pro Bowl games. He was listed as the first alternate for the AFC for the Pro Bowl, but he is still in the concussion protocol. He's made progression, he's made growth, but he's still in concussion protocol, so he will not participate in the Pro Bowl games, which, good for him. He shouldn't be out there anyway. Don't want him out there anyway. Pro Bowl games, no meaning to him. Tua, continue to get healthy. Continue to get yourself set for next season. Because the Miami Dolphin brass is saying he's the starting quarterback for next year. Everybody's behind him. Chris Greer is behind him. Mike McDaniel's behind him as the head coach of the Dolphins. Before Tua endured the concussions, I mean, he was having a rock star year. Over 3,000 passing yards, 3,548, 25 touchdowns. He was having a strong year before the concussion set in there. So for him, don't even worry about the Pro Bowl games. Get yourself healthy. Be prepared to, have the Dolphins have a monster year next fall. But we go to a break, folks. We come back. An Alabama linebacker is prepared to take the throne as the next big name. He's got Bama fans believing that he can put the fear factor back in this defense. Who am I referring to? We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
All right, people, we're back rocking and rolling on a Friday TGIF edition of the show. Weekend is here. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Got the man Eli Walker behind the scenes, handling that business, producing the show. Continue hitting that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Raise those like levels up. Make this your show. Network, platform, channel, space for Bama. Shout out to Robert Hill with that $2 donation in the Super Chats. Appreciate Robert Hill helping us out right here on the show. But now, Eli, we look at an Alabama linebacker who is prepared to announce himself as the next guy up, next guy in line, inside linebacker position. He's got, Bama fans believing, this guy is going to restore the fear factor to the Alabama defense. Who in the world could I be referring to? Well, it's Deontae Lawson, who enters his 3rd year this upcoming fall. Deontae Lawson out of Mobile, Alabama, a guy that came in the 2021 class as a 4-star, big-time playmaker, a guy that showed flashes last season of he can really be special. He has a chance to be. This past season, 51 tackles, 4.5 of those for loss. 4.5 of those for loss. Had about 4 pass breakups. I mean, he can play. He can play. You go back to the Sugar Bowl against Kansas State. Oh, man, from the second quarter to the second half, helped shut down Deuce Vaughn. Deontae Lawson shooting gaps, making tackles, sticking his nose in, flying all around the field, reading, reacting to the football, playing very, very, very fast. And I remember in talking with Coach Saban throughout the season, he mentioned how, Lawson's growth in the playbook, Lawson's growth on the field, Lawson's growth in wanting to be a student of the game and learning more about the game and absorbing the game and wanting to be kind of that big prime time factor on the field. And you start to see him growing confidence with each game that he played in. And he released a video to Twitter a couple of days ago kind of capturing his best moments from his redshirt freshman season. And he's showing some of the big hits, big tackles, big plays, pass breakups he had. And while in the video, you got a lot of fans saying, he's the next guy up. He's the next big stepper. He's the next prime-time linebacker or the next big-time star. Some people are even saying next C.J. Mosley. I'm not going to put that out there as far as that type of pressure, but you already got a few fans saying, could this be the next C.J. Mosley type of talent, type of player here? So Deontae Lawson showed flashes last season, got big potential. Now, the one thing I want to talk about in terms of him is when you look at, with the exception of 2 guys, Dante Hightower from Tennessee and Dylan Moses out of Louisiana, though Dylan, the 2020 year, he kind of played through pain, played through injuries, but with the exception of Dante Hightower and Dylan Moses, you look at the championship inside linebackers in the Saban era, all hail from the state of Alabama. Rolando McClain, 2009 national champion, Decatur, Alabama. C.J. Mosley, 2012 national champion who started for that defense at that inside linebacker spot, Mosley from Theodore, Alabama, near the Mobile area. Reuben Foster grew up in Alabama, went to Auburn High School. Reggie Ragland, 2015 national champion, started at that middle linebacker position. Reuben Foster also started on that 2015 defense at that weak side backer position. But Reggie Ragland from Madison, Alabama. When you look at that 2017 national championship team, Sean Dion Hamilton and Rashawn Evans kind of shared that role. Sean Dion from Montgomery, Rashawn Evans from Auburn. All of these guys, national championship inside linebackers, middle and weak side, all hail from the state of Alabama. Deontae Lawson from this state. So normally, when Alabama's had their captain on defense, when the captain on defense has come from in-state, that has translated more times than not, national championship, the defensive perspective. Deontae Lawson's from this state. Last year, showed big potential last year. This spring, Lawson, my opinion, going to get that first crack at that middle linebacker position. He's going to get that first crack there because of the experience he got this past season. He's the guy that right now fans are thinking, believing, he can bring that fear factor back here to the Crimson Tide defense. But we take a break, folks. Don't touch that dial. When we return, line us back up in those phone lines. We're grabbing your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get the dialogue with you right after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your title. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking Alabama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith here of TDA. Man, Jimmy Clay is on fire tonight with a $14 donation in the Super Chats, letting the money rain. Appreciate Jimmy Clay showing his support right here to the show. 205-448-1358, number to call in. Let your voice be heard. 205-448-1358, the number to call in as you're getting your thoughts together right here. It's just, Eli, to me, and this is just to me, I'm excited for spring football to watch this defense. Deontae Lawson, see what he can do. Kendrick Blackshire, all the linebackers. Defensive lineman, secondary. So the entire secondary is working with Justin Woodall this offseason. 2009 BCS national champion. Malachi Moore, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Hang 'em Downs, Christian Story. They're all putting in that work with Justin Woodall. So we're going to have to get Woodall on the show to see how this secondary is going to look playing ball in next season. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to have Woodall come on here and talk about that. But we're going to get this call right here. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. Well, we all said call there. 205-448-1358. Number to call in. Let your voice be heard. But yeah, we're going to get Justin Woodall on the show. Just get a conversation about the secondary. Of course, excited for the offense. Positional battles on the offensive line. Everybody talking quarterback, who's going to take it. Daniel Milroe, Ty Simpson. Get one of the freshmen. Eli Holstein. Dylan Larnigan make a really big push. It'll be a fun spring to watch right here. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
My name is Byron. I'm calling from Birmingham, Alabama.
What's going on?
What's going on? I just wanted to ask you, is there any more coaches leaving Alabama, or is there any more coming in that you heard of?
Well, right now, as far as coaches leaving Alabama, have not heard anything on that. In terms of coaches coming in, well, Austin Armstrong is already in as the inside linebackers coach from Southern Miss. Still waiting on an announcement on the offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. There's speculation about Jeremy Pruitt right now for DC. Does he come in? Does he not? A lot of smoke around that right there. Offensive coordinator, there's names out there, but no move has been made yet on behalf of Nick Saban.
Okay. That's all I wanted to know, buddy.
Absolutely. Appreciate Byron calling in there from Birmingham. I mean, we're all just sitting here waiting on when is the move from Saban. Kind of got a feeling of impatience, but Saban thinking, hey, I'm trying to do this right. I mean, gotta get the correct name in here. Not just the ideal name, but the correct name that fits what we're trying to do in Tuscaloosa. But cool call topic, Eli, and it goes to a former Bama legend at the linebacker position. Former All-American and academic All-American. One of the great linebackers to ever play in Alabama football history. He has become one of the most sought-after potential head coaches in the NFL right now. I'm referring to Demeco Ryans. Demeco won NFL Assistant Coach of the Year for the 2022-23 season. Is deserving of it. Ryans, the last 2 years as DC for the 49ers, he has made that defense the best in the league. I mean, that defense is stacked. And I understand guys like Nick Bosa, main names, but look what Demeco's done. I mean, the 49ers, second in the league in total defense, first in the league in scoring defense, second in the league in first downs allowed, first in the league in third down defense. I mean, Ryan's got them guys playing lights out. And now they're in the NFC Championship game, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. That's going to be a tough one right there. This San Fran defense against Jalen Hurts, that's going to be a tough one right there. But if San Fran pulls his out, Demeco's getting a call from one of these NFL teams to be a head coach, whether it's the Broncos, whether it's the Texans. Eli, you and I talked about this. If the Texans call Demeco Ryans and he takes the job, I would be okay with Houston drafting Bryce Young. I would be. Even though Demeco's a defensive coach, the fact that he is a Bama guy, if he drafts Bryce Young, I'm cool with that. I'll be okay. As long as Demeco brings a primetime offensive coordinator with him to Houston, and he drafts Bryce Young, I'm cool with Bryce in Houston. If that happens, I'd be okay with that. Demeco Ryans, NFL Assistant Coach of the Year. Big kudos to him. He's taking that San Fran defense. I wouldn't want to go against that. Nah, you can miss me with that. But gotta go to our final break right here on the show. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we get into our intriguing offensive coordinator conversation to end the show. Whoever Saban brings in, balance, creativity. But we end with this OC open discussion right after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Well, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets. Talking Bama football news in my own words. Yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And Eli, I was talking about Demeco Ryans over the break. I saw a few reports coming out that, according to Ian Rappaport of NFL Network, Demeco Ryans has emerged as the number one candidate for the Houston Texans job. It sounds like there's some mutual agreement on both parties. If Houston lands this with Demeco, I'm just saying, draft Bryce Young could happen. Just saying. There's a lot of conversation going on right now about Demeco Ryans, which he deserves it. Demeco deserves it. When the guy has done a phenomenal job with San Fran as a D coordinator, we all knew at some point teams were going to start picking up his phone for head coaching jobs. We all knew this was about to happen. Kudos to him. But here we go. Open discussion about the potential offensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide. And I've said this, to me, I want to see happen some creativity, some balance, scoring, being able to run the football when you want to, and also create those big plays downfield. You can get that as well. But to me, there's two names that are kind of neck and neck, if you will. This is what I've been hearing. Two names. The two names would be Jeff Lebby and Brian Johnson. Jeff Lebby of Oklahoma, Brian Johnson of the Philadelphia Eagles, who's the quarterback coach for Jalen Hurts. Now, if either or, I'd be cool with. Either or. Either or is going to bring you the better creativity that you need. I mean, Jeff Lebby, I talked about it. From Texas, played his college ball at Oklahoma, 39 years of age, very, very bright, highly intelligent, manipulates offense. His offenses are extremely friendly. Quarterbacks, running backs, receivers. When he was at Baylor from 2008 to 2016, you could plug any quarterback in that offense and they were going to put up 4,000 yards. Whether it was Robert Griffin III, who won the Heisman in 2011, Nick Florence, Bryce Petty, they all put up numbers. And then the running backs, whether it was Terrence Ganaway, Lacey Strunk, Shock Linwood, they were all 1,000-yard backs. Receivers, you had a ton of them. Kendall Wright, Terrence Williams, Antoine Goodley, Corey Coleman, KD Cannon, they were all 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, it didn't matter who you plugged in the Bengals offense with Jeff Lebby, it was going to work. It was going to work. 2011 to 2015, Banger averaged 40-plus points a game. It was going to work. Lebby goes to UCF. 2018, 2019, UCF averages over 43 points a game. Mackenzie Milton, Dylan Gabriel worked with both quarterbacks. Running backs had success. Receivers had success. Spent 2 years at Ole Miss. Talked about the success he had with Lane Kiffin. And, of course, last year at Oklahoma. Now, if Brian Johnson were to get this job, now this depends on how the Eagles in the postseason, right? Because they're taking on San Francisco this weekend. They win. Of course, you move on to the Super Bowl. They lose to San Fran. Then If you're Coach Saban and you want to make your play, then you can make your play. But you get Brian Johnson, this would be a sneaky home run hire. The reason why I say this is Brian Johnson played quarterback himself at Utah, was the backup to Alex Smith. 2005 and 2008, Johnson was the starter for the Utes. That 2009 Sugar Bowl off the 08 season against Alabama, Brian Johnson was the quarterback of that team. Threw for 3 touchdowns. Utah beat Bama 31-17. Started off his career coaching at Utah's alma mater, but his name started to grow when he hooked up with Dan Mullen at Mississippi State as a quarterbacks coach 2014 to 2016. Helped Dak Prescott become an NFL quarterback, helped mentor and develop Nick Fitzgerald. 2017, Johnson got to Houston, got his hands on De'Aaron King, really helped him a good deal. 2018 to 2020, Johnson reunited with Mullen, this time at Florida, and helped Felipe Franks and Kyle Trask put up big numbers for that Florida offense. That 2020 Florida team, in the COVID year, 5 of those 10 games, they averaged 40-plus points. Kyle Trask was a Heisman finalist. Over 4,000 passing yards, 43 touchdowns, 8 picks. Brian Johnson operated that offense. And now, with Jalen Hurts, Johnson's having him played unbelievable. 3,701 passing yards in the regular season, 38 total touchdowns as of right now. Finalist for NFL MVP, finalist for AP Offensive Player of the Year. Just saying. If you're able to get Brian Johnson, you're basically telling Jalen Milroe, we believe in you. You're telling Jalen Milroe, we trust you, we want you, we believe in you, we think you can do it. If you get your hands on Brian Johnson. If you get your hands on Jeff Levy, it could be either or, Milroe or Simpson. But if you get your hands on Brian Johnson, you're basically telling Jalen Milroe, hey, son, we are all in on you being the guy. Could you imagine if you get Brian Johnson, the development of Jalen Milroe, and how that could go through the roof? I'm cool with either or. Levy or Johnson. Either or. It's going to be really interesting to see what takes place here with Nick Saban making this move here. But y'all shout out Real Talk with that $20 donation in the Super Chats there. Real Talk helping us out there. Also, Eddie Rhodes jumps in with a $20 donation. I appreciate Eddie Rhodes as well. As always, folks, you want the best in news, notes, information, coverage, entertainment. Your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store. You're rocking Team Apple. Google Play Store if you got the Android phone for your audio needs. Here it is, iTunes, Apple Podcast, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, Google Play, or iHeartRadio. There it is right there. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll try to be back on Monday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can do this now. You can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. Also, if you're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com. You click join, become a member and or a subscriber today. That link in the description as well. But gotta appreciate you guys, the incredible fans of Tide football, for all the likes, donations, super chats, phone calls, beloved. Making this your show right here to talk Bama football. Gotta appreciate my man Eli, the Wonder Kid Walker, in the production studio, handling business on today. Also trying to keep me in line on today. Appreciate all that Eli does here with us. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue. Weekend is here, but continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. Get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, your man Stephen M. Smith, you've been listening to In My Own Words.